afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to be prepping a meal for tomorrow. So we're prepping chicken and dumplings. This is my recipe, my personal recipe. So what I did is I cut up some chicken. You can use chicken breast, chicken thighs. These are chicken thighs. Chicken strips, whatever kind of chicken that doesn't have a bone in it, you could use. So, I also diced up some, so I diced up the chicken. Now you can cook the chicken whole, as one, you know, and then shred it towards the end, but I find it easier to dice it up beforehand. Plus, if you do it this way, it tends to cook it a lot quicker if you dice it pre-hand. And then I went ahead, I had some leftover potatoes from a dish that I had made the other day. So I'm going to go up and use up the rest of the potatoes. You don't have to add potatoes. I do because you get rid of them. And then, so I'm going to add some vegetables to mine. Should be good like that. And it will cook down. So if it's a little overboard, it's fine. Let's start with the butter first. So you want 2 tablespoons of butter. Alright, there's our butter. And then we're going to go ahead and hit it with our seasonings real quick. And then we'll add the last ingredient. So, of course, we got to hit it with some garlic, which I'm almost out of. Got to let the hubby know to grab me some tonight when he goes to the store. Alright, so we have some better than bouillon. Now, if you find that you didn't season it enough, once it's done cooking, you can always add more seasonings toward the end. The reason I'm seasoning it now is because it's going to be sitting overnight, and I want the chicken to kind of soak up the seasonings and whatnot. So, liquid smoke. Worcestershire sauce. That's it on that bottle. Thank goodness I got another bottle up in the cupboard. Alright. Now we're going to add cream of chicken soup. Of course, it's sticky. Let me get a spoon. So you want to add 2 or 3 of the condensed chicken soup, cream of chicken soup. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix to figure out how much more I need. Of course, my favorite spoon's in the dishwasher. Thank goodness they're clean. Alright, I'm going to add the rest of my seasonings in before I finish up here. You can add any seasonings you like. This is clove. It's really, it's got some healthy benefits to it. Alright. We got some minced onions. Minced onions. You can add regular onions if you have any on hand. I got some lemon pepper, just a little bit, and then a little bit of this knockoff of Old Bay, just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add some brown sugar, a bourbon mixture. And like I say, you can add more seasonings towards the end if it's not seasoned right. I'm going to go ahead and add the last can here. Now, if it doesn't cover all your vegetables, you can always add some water, or I actually forgot to get some, but I usually use chicken stock or chicken broth because it brings out the flavor even more. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar. You don't have to. Vinegar helps bring out the flavoring. Give it a good mix. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of water to mine to kind of help cook the potatoes. Just a little bit though. Like I said, normally I would add chicken stock, but it's one thing I forgot to get while I was at the store yesterday. There we go. And I made a mess. And this is how it should look. We're going to let it marinate for overnight. Oh, it smells so good. We're going to let it marinate for overnight, and then when it's done cooking, I will come back on tomorrow and we will go over the next step. Now, if you don't have to let it marinate overnight. I just find it, I usually like to do my Crockpot dishes the day before so the meat has time to marinate and whatnot. So that's that. And I'm also going to be adding some noodles towards the end. and also some biscuits towards the end. So we will do that tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. This is day 2 of our chicken and dumplings. So I went ahead and cooked it for about 7 hours. And then I added some noodles, some leftover noodles that were in the fridge that needed to be used up. You don't have to add the noodles. You don't have to add the vegetables like I did. It smells delicious. So now that I let it rest for about 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add the cheese in. And you don't have to add cheese if you don't want to. We love cheese around here. Go ahead and give that a good stir. Alright, and then over here I just went ahead and I made biscuits. Now you can, these are the canned biscuits. The reason I made mine separate from putting them inside is because the juice will literally just break them down. So what I do is I bake them beforehand, and then when I go to pour me a bowl, then I shred the biscuit and put it in. Now you can do the biscuits in here. You can cook them 30 minutes before you're ready to turn the crock pot off. You want to do your biscuit dough and just break it into chunks and do it in there and it'll cook them. But I just find that they turn really soggy and just not my cup of tea. But hey, if it's your cup of tea, you do you. So other than that, I mean, you could do the whole biscuit on top and cook it that way too. But I just find that it's easier to make the biscuits ahead of time and put them off to the side, and then as you're getting the bowl, shred it and you're done. So let me get a plate out here so I can show you what it looks like. Now you don't have to add the cheese, you don't have to add the vegetables, you don't have to add the noodles. You know, you can make it your own. So, doesn't that look good? Sorry about that, I just lost power. Lovely. Ah, sweet. I don't know why we'd be losing power. It's sunny outside. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video before I totally lose power. Not sure why I'm losing power because the power bill is paid. Yeah, so I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.